You're watching the PageantCast, and today we have Kimberly Castle. She's Ms. Canada Globe 2015. Today on the PageantCast.
Welcome to the PageantCast, your home for beauty pageant news and interviews on the internet.
Hi, I'm Arabella Norman, Miss Galaxy Scotland 2015, and you're watching the PageantCast, the internet's first pageant podcast about beauty pageants. Here's your host, Tim Crashman.
You're watching the PageantCast, and I couldn't be more excited because we have the beautiful, the gorgeous, the wonderful Kimberly Castle, Ms. Canada Globe 2015, on the other side of the Skype line with us. Hello, Kimberly.
Hi, it's great to see you.
Great to see you. Now, where are we calling you today? Where in the world are you?
I am actually in Dallas, Texas today.
Dallas, Texas?
Yes, I travel significantly for my job, and the headquarters for my day job is based in Dallas, and so that's where it finds me this week. I'm in Dallas.
Well, good for you. Well, I'm glad that you could call in to us from Dallas. The internet's a wonderful thing, isn't it?
Isn't it? I know. Technology's great.
That's fantastic. So tell me, Kimberly, how did you get started in pageants?
You know, it's one of those bucket list things for me. So I grew up in Canada, and I was turning 25. And Miss Pageants typically end, or you can't continue competing after you're 25. And so I was 25, and it was on my bucket list. And so I made the decision to enter the Miss Canada pageant. Mm-hmm. And I ended up winning Miss Model of Canada that year, my very first pageant that I had ever done. And that's kind of what started it. It was one of those things that once you get up on stage, you just get the bug. And so I've been competing and doing pageants ever since. Now,
I noticed that you do from fairly serious fitness competition as well. So what's the similarities and the differences between those types of competition?
So I think the similarities are more about the confidence of getting on stage, and some of the preparations similar in terms of being able to focus on a goal, and actually, you know, with a beauty pageant, you also need to be fit to get on stage and walk around in that little bikini, which we all do so well. Mm-hmm. So I think those are the main similarities. The biggest difference, I think, in terms of fitness competitions is the diet is incredibly strict, and the workout routine is a lot more strict than it would be for a pageant. Since it's a little bit harder body type they're looking for than a beauty pageant, you're looking for a little more soft and feminine. Okay. Now, as a follow-up to that, there are many phases of competitions in beauty pageants like Globe. What's your favorite phase of competition? I personally love the evening gown, getting ready and doing evening gown. I think the gowns are so beautiful, and they just feel so regal when you're on stage and competing in that fashion. I think interview is always stressful, and I think that's one of the reasons fitness competitions are kind of great, because you don't have to talk. You're all about how you look.
Well, you have no problem talking. We've noticed this.
Well,
and you have plenty to say. Now, that leads us into one of my favorite segments. It would be show and tell. So you brought something for show and tell. Why don't you tell us about what you're going to show?
I did. So I brought along, as you mentioned, I was very involved in fitness competitions, and I ended up actually losing close to 40 pounds in about 6 months. From the time that I started training and dieting to the time I actually got on stage, I won a really great opportunity, and it was featured on the cover of a major fitness magazine. And as a follow-up to that, I got asked tons of questions about how did you lose the weight, how did you prepare. And so as a result, I actually wrote my very first book called The Pretty Fit Lifestyle. and it's available on Amazon.
Ooh.
But the best part about the book that I love is that 100% of the profits go to the charity, the W.I.N Foundation, which is something that, as Miss Canada Globe, I'm supporting and an ambassador for the W.I.N Foundation. So that's probably the most exciting part for me.
Now, in the Pretty Fit Lifestyle, what types of things are in there? What are some of the chapters?
It really is sort of a how-to book. So as a woman, it's very confusing out there to determine what should I be eating, when should I be eating it, how should I be working out, how much cardio should I be doing. So it actually walks you step by step on how to determine how many calories you should be eating, when you should be working out, how you should be doing all those types of things. And this is not just for competitions or stepping on stage, but just even in everyday life. Just what are the types of things that you should be doing on a regular basis just to be healthy?
Well, since I have a professional here on the line, I'm going to ask you one of my favorite kind of nutrition questions. So, when you get the Belgian waffles, do you fill the syrup all the way to the top of the hole or only 3/4 of the way? I always have a little difficulty.
There's a recipe for waffles in here. And I'm with you. I love lots of butter and filling it up with like syrup right to the top.
Absolutely. That's the way you gotta go. You have to go that way. Now, my father, he claims that bananas are the perfect food, so he puts that on top of everything. But me, I need as much maple syrup or pecan syrup as I can put on those things.
Maple syrup, because I'm from Canada, so it has to be maple.
Okay, that's fantastic. That's all I can do of my Canadian accent because I listened to Bob and Doug McKenzie my entire youth.
Yes, I grew up with them.
Yeah, it was so awesome. I love those guys. Okay, now I did my research for tonight's interview, and I read your blog post regarding you not really sure that you won at your pageant. Tell me a little bit about that.
So, I don't know if your listeners are familiar with the Mrs. Globe organization very much, but you'll learn very quickly that they're very generous in allowing delegates to compete at the international level, even though they may not have won a national title immediately. But I was actually competing in the Miss USA pageant in March with the Mrs. Globe pageant, and I was competing as Miss Texas while I was there. But because I had raised so much money for the W.I.N Foundation, and because we still didn't have a delegate for Canada yet, they actually asked me if I would be interested in going to China to represent Canada at the Mrs. Globe pageant in November. And I was absolutely overwhelmed and super excited. So it's an incredible honor, and the W.I.N Foundation I can't thank enough. And the Mrs. Globe organization, they've been absolutely amazing. And my life has changed since I've been involved with them.
Fantastic. Now, tell me, what are you looking forward to in China?
I think I'm most excited about just learning more about the culture and really getting to see and meet all the ladies. This is one of the largest Mrs. pageants in the world. And there's going to be close to 60 or 70 women there from all over the globe. And it's pretty exciting to know that you're going to make friends and have friends all over the world after the pageant. So that, for me, I think is the most exciting part.
Fantastic. Hey, we're almost out of time. I do need to ask you, is there anything I missed in today's interview that you wanted to make sure that the viewers of the PageantCast know about?
The other thing that I'm just excited about is I've actually taken on the directorship to be the Mrs. Canada Globe director.
Yay!
For 2016. So I'm excited. I'm going to be holding the pageant in my hometown. It's called the Queen City, Regina, Saskatchewan, in Canada. And so we're in the process of getting delegates and selecting delegates to compete in Canada in April 2016 at the Mrs. Canada Globe pageant. So I'm very excited about that.
Now, I'm not sure of my Canadian geography. If I go south from that city, what do I hit in America that I might...
You're going to hit like Minot, North Dakota.
Okay. North Dakota. All right.
Kind of on the west side, kind of west central.
Okay.
It's a lot of prairies and very cold in the winter. That's about
Very cold in the winter. When are you holding the pageant again?
It'll be in April, so usually by April the snow is gone. It might still be a little chilly.
I'm in Milwaukee, and I don't have an idea of how it is up there. I have like a taste. I couldn't even imagine.
Yeah.
Well, that is fantastic. We're wishing you lots of luck and success. If people want to learn more about the pageant, they go to worldwideweb.
It's going to be mrscanadaglobe.com.
Fantastic. And we'll have all the links to Kimberly in our show notes at PageantCast.com. And just couldn't be more excited to get to meet you, Kimberly. It was fantastic. Thanks so much. Now, one of the things we like to do at the end of our interviews, I like to see your best pageant wave.
Oh.
Okay. So, let's see that. That's...
I come from a country where the queen is, like, we actually have a queen, right?
Right,
so
right.
She waves like this.
Okay. See, if you do that in Italy, people get angry at you. So you do, like, no. Anyway.
It's a bit of a different movement, but yes, be very discerning.
Fantastic. Thanks so much, Kimberly. And we're going to both say Tierra Dreams together here at the end. So look in that camera. Let's see this wave of yours here. We'll go Tierra Dreams. 1, 2, 3. Tierra Dreams. Thanks, Kimberly.
I hope you are enjoying the show. I am Laura Buman, Miss Universal Dream 2013, wishing you Tierra Dreams.
You're watching the PageantCast, and you have been for 10 years. Well, of course, we weren't video to begin with, but now we are, and we want you to take part because this is our 10-year anniversary this December. How can I take part? Well, I'll tell you, it's real easy. You get your webcam, or you get one of these, you point it at yourself, and you take a video, and you wish us a happy 10th anniversary, and we'll put it on our anniversary show this winter. That's the 10-year anniversary of the PageantCast. Now, where do you send it? You send it to submit at PageantCast.com. That's where you send all your news, anything you want to see on our site. Send to submit at PageantCast.com and help me celebrate 10 years of Pageant Podcast. We're the original, we're the first, we're the longest lasting Pageant Podcast out there on the internet. And we're proud of it. There was particularly a lot of plosives.
PageantCast.